I thank the gentleman. Chair, and I recognize the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Wittman, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I ask unanimous consent to submit the 3 charts I'm about to present for the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Secretary Austin, General Milley, thank you so much for joining us today. General Milley, thank you so much for your 43 years of service to our nation. Incredibly contributive to the overall effort. Gentlemen, today we face the threat of our lifetime. The CCP is indeed that. And to go back to 2004, when Secretary Rumsfeld said, you go to war with the army you have, not the army you might want or wish to have at a later time. We see the expansionist efforts by the Chinese Communist Party. I'd like to point to this first chart. This is where we were in 1999. As you can see, we were in pretty good shape in relation to the area of influence of the Chinese Communist Party and their military assets. Let's fast forward to today. We see modernized PLA forces. We see the area of influence. Significant strategic overmatch by the Chinese. Incredible. It's hard to believe that this is what they've done through those years to not only catch up, but to surpass us. Folks, the next chart is what keeps me up at night. This is where the CCP will be in 2025, just down the road. And they've said that if reunification doesn't happen by 2027, they will take military action. We know what is in store. We know where this disparity exists. We see this. This should be a sobering effect for all of us. Secretary Austin, the Biden administration proposes a defense budget that allows the Air Force to divest 801 fighter aircraft from FY 23 to 28 while buying 345 new fighter aircraft over the same period of time. It disregards Congress's direction to the Navy to maintain a minimum of 31 ships in our amphibious force. It also builds 9 ships, that's great, but it retires 11 ships. And I just have a hard time seeing where we're going. I'm not a mathematician, but I want to know, how do we do addition by subtraction? How does this budget create the capacity and capability to close this gap? How does this send a message to the Chinese that this is a deterrent effect for what we know is coming? Please tell us what we're going to do with this threat that's at our doorstep. Please tell the American people what we are going to do to mitigate this threat.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, first of all, on the budget, the way that we constructed this budget and the way that we constructed our last budget is that we linked our budget directly to our strategy. And we not only view the threat as we see it today, but we look over the years and where the threat will be in several years from now. We're interested in investing in the right capabilities that will support the warfighting concepts that we know that we will need to employ in order to be successful. And so it is about the quality, the capability of the platforms, and not necessarily the number. We talked about fighting as a member of a coalition. You know, we don't go to battle on our own typically, and so we expect that as we engage in a contest with any adversary in the future, allies and partners will be there, and we continue to invest in our interoperability with our allies and partners as well. So it is all about the right mix of capabilities. And if you look at the aircraft that you mentioned, we want that fifth generation aircraft and capability, and that's what we're investing in. And we also don't want to have to continue to invest to maintain aircraft and ships that are costly and provide headwinds. And
Secretary Austin, with all due respect, quantity has a quality all its own. And there's only so many things that we can engage in the battle space. It's great to have exquisite platforms, but we do eventually get overwhelmed in this particular scenario. So to talk about these smaller number of platforms that have this capability is great, but capacity matters also. And the Chinese are looking at everything that we do, and everything that we do, even with these exquisite platforms, they're developing pretty capable countermeasures. My concern is no matter what we're doing within that realm, if we don't do both capability and capacity, we're going to find ourselves in incredibly challenging places. And I already talked to our warfighters. They're saying, listen, we're trying to today to learn how to fight in situations where we're going to be significantly tactically and strategically overmatched. That's a pretty sobering place.
Gentleman's time has expired. Chair, now recognize